Okay, that was weird. Apparently my stream just randomly shut off. Um, Hopefully that didn't cause an issue. If you all can hear me, please type a 123 in the chat. Thank you. While I wait for that delay to go over, thank you all for joining me. I'm Alex. I'm the president of Hypernova Solar. I am hosting this week because Mike is currently doing something with his car. So I'm taking over for now. I see the 123s in chat, so we are good to go. Still pretty low viewer count, but you know, Sunday meetings, I guess. We're gonna have to figure out something else. We might end up just shifting the general meeting time to get more people in here because there's a lot of important stuff happening, and I need the team to be here to learn about it. So I'm going to get right into the presentation because there's a lot of cool stuff I want to talk about today. Cool. So today is the 4th meeting. We didn't have a meeting last week because it turns out just a lot of people weren't going to be here. And with the already low Sunday turnouts, I didn't want to miss even more people. So sorry about no meeting last week. Thank you all for coming back for this week. So good to talk about some updates that happened this past week. We had 2 in-person meetings and a lot of progress made. We're going to have 2 more in-person meetings this week, and we just have a bunch of stuff coming up. So some of the updates from different sub-teams and different things that the team has done. First off, we did secure swipe access to the new facility at the Mix at Horizon. So Mike can now swipe into this bottom floor, the top floor, and the media center in the Mix at Horizon hall. So we can start having meetings over there. So if anyone lived in the Fairfax area and you didn't want to drive out to Manassas to work on stuff, we can now meet here, which is really cool. And during the fall, we now have 24/7 access to this space. So we can have meetings there whenever we want. So if you all want to meet here, let me know. Mike should also now have access to the Manassas build space, so we can start doing like Saturday, Sunday, whenever meetings over there. We just can't use a lot of the tooling when Johnny's not there, but we can still meet out there to work on other stuff, especially like testing for Orion and Hypernova 1. The big announcement for this week is that the welding for Hypernova 1 is going to commence this week. So we have decided, we talked about this a lot at the Friday in-person meeting, that starting this Wednesday, we are going to start cutting, notching, and welding parts for the Hypernova 1 solar car frame. So if you want to be a part of the welding process to actually get the frame put together, you need to start coming to the in-person meetings. You also need to take the environmental health and safety fire extinguisher training. You can sign up. The next one is in like 2 weeks from now. You can sign up on the EHS website, go to it, sign up, and then you'll be able to weld with Johnny. Let me just move this over here just in case I am missing any important chats. Okay, looks like we're good. So yeah, so welding beginning this week for Hypernova 1. Very exciting. That's like a big milestone I wanted to achieve for a while. So we're going to be starting that. We also organized the trailer, so the trailer was moved across the road to SciTech. We went over there, we got everything out of it, and Brandon went through and made a giant spreadsheet of all the stuff we had in there. Some of it we're not exactly sure what it is, so we need to get the exact part numbers and whatnot in there. The trailer will be moved back to the SciTech campus from the SciTech campus to the Manassas Build Space on Monday, so tomorrow. They had to like repave the roads or whatever, so we had to move the trailer temporarily. Speaking of which, we are looking for a second trailer. So if you know of anyone who has a 20-foot car carrier that they're willing to sell for cheap, let me know because we need a second trailer. Moving on, the welding for Orion is now fully complete. We have attached all the brackets and rear bars for the rear suspension. I have to do some minor adjustments to the suspension on Wednesday and just mount the shocks and mount up the motor. So I'm expecting to begin the first electrical testing with the motor and the battery pack for Orion on Friday. So if there's any electrical members in the area that would like to help out with that, I would greatly appreciate your help because I want to start road testing of Orion as soon as possible. So that's all the weekly updates. Now we're just going to get into some various team updates. First and foremost is we now have official merch. The Hypernova Solar merch store is live. So go get your t-shirts, go get your swag. Every team member is required to get a team t-shirt by the fall semester because, you know, when we're recruiting and doing stuff in the fall, I want everyone to be wearing our t-shirt. I'm wearing one of the t-shirts right now. It's pretty cool, pretty simple black t-shirt, logo on the front. We got the word. I don't know if you all can even see that, Hypernova Solar on the back. It's pretty cool. They're really cheap. We actually lowered the price to the point where we don't make any money on it. So it's like the cheapest price possible that you could get from Teespring. So please go get your shirt sooner rather than later because everyone needs to have a shirt by the time we kick off on August 18th is going to be like our first kickoff day. And that's less than a month and a half away. So get your t-shirts. Also, follow us on social media. I'm going to put this in every single presentation because every one of you should be following every one of our social media. because as we start posting more and more stuff on our social media, I want to get a lot of clout. I want other solar car teams to see our tweets and be like, oh my God, they have like dozens of likes and retweets and comments and whatnot. Like they're cool. They have a following. So make sure you're following our stuff. Also, we're going to have 2 in-person meetings this week. We're going to meet on Friday, as usual, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're also going to meet Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday is going to be the main day to start planning out and cutting some of the bars for Hypernova 1. Might get to welding, but we're probably going to do the actual welding on Friday. We'll see. Depends on how Johnny feels that day. So if you're interested in coming to the in-person meetings, I'll put out the sign-up sheets later today. Another big announcement that I wanted to make is that we are starting our very first fundraising competition. This was something that we were originally just opening up to the logistics team, but if any of you are interested in participating in this, you are free to. Sorry, let me just check this message. Okay, cool. So we are starting our first fundraising competition. The basic gist of it is that if you are able to help fundraise for the team and bring in donations to the Hypernova Solar Foundation, you will have a chance to receive 10% of the amount you fundraised back as a Amazon gift card. So if you go out there and you raise, you find a company, you talk to them, and you get them to donate $1,000, you win a $100 Amazon gift card. If you win, if you raise $10,000, you win a $1,000 Amazon gift card. If you raise $1 million, you win a $100,000 Amazon gift card. You all get the gist. This is just a way for us to fundraise more money for the solar car team, and you to also get a little bit of cash in your pocket. You could do this however. You could, go find sponsors and reach out to them and schedule meetings or talk with them. You could do crowdfunding. You could do bake sales. You could do literally whatever you want. If you are able to raise money for the Hypernova Solar Foundation, you are able to compete in this competition. We're currently thinking about doing it as the person who raises the most money wins the 10% gift card, but we might do it to anyone who raises money. If you are able to raise money, you get a 10% gift card. We're still deciding on exactly how that will work, but if you want money, this is an easy way to do it. And it also helps the team. So it's a win-win situation for you, basically. The rules, pretty simple. You could work with other team members if you want. So if you decide to buddy up with someone else, you guys can split the money. All donations must be made to the Hypernova Solar Foundation, not George Mason University. So they have to go into the team's bank account, not the university's bank account. And if you are planning on doing this, please message Mike and let him know that you want to help with fundraising. And let him know anytime you might secure a donation from someone or other. Like if your parents donate money, let Mike know so he can actually check that off and add you to the list. So he's able to keep track of how much money everyone raises. Cool. So finally, just some goals and updates for today regarding every sub-team. Frame sub-team, we're beginning work on frame version 10. So frame version 9 is good, but we're going to optimize it for welding and manufacturing. So it's going to require some tweaks to the aero shell. But that's fine. Everything else stays the same. The location of the suspension, the location of the occupancy cell, just some very minor tweaks for different things that have weird angles. We also need plan out for welding this week. I know we talked about getting 90-degree bar holders to make welding and noshing easier. So someone is able to find those today. So I could buy those on Amazon by the end of today's meeting. That would be fantastic. Electrical sub-team. We are meeting tomorrow night virtually on the Discord at 9 p.m., mostly to go over Hypernova 1 stuff, talk about battery enclosure and battery design for Hypernova 1. I also need electrical members to start showing up to in-person meetings so you can work on Orion. We need to get the pasta sauce BMS up and running. We need to start spinning up that motor to full power, and we got to make sure the battery's not going to explode on us. Suspension sub-team. We got the CAD models of the new coilovers done. Aiden and Tanuj, if you are in the chat, can you please link those in Discord later today? And then more plans for fabrication. Are we ready to begin making these parts? What's the status on actually fabricating the parts for the suspension team? Boat printer, we are meeting tomorrow, not tomorrow. We're actually meeting Tuesday. We just changed this at my house. So if you're interested in the 3D printer project, we're going to actually get the entire assembly of the frame done, except for the bed and the belt. And we can hopefully actually power it on and start getting the first movements. So that will be cool. Logistics team, we're meeting with the department heads of the systems engineering and the mechanical engineering departments this week to see how they can help us and how we can help them. We messaged a few sponsors this or the other week. Make sure we follow up with if we haven't gotten any messages from them, follow up with them. And most importantly, we need to start thinking about planning for 2021 kickoff and recruitment. So move-in starts August 18th. How are we gonna, what are we gonna do for that? What do we need? How are we gonna bring Orion out on campus? How are we actually gonna recruit? We need to start making flyers, banners, posters, all that sort of stuff. We need to start planning out how we're gonna recruit in the fall. I really want to come into campus with a bang. So starting to think about that is going to be critical. And then Orion. So all the rear brackets were welded on. I do have to add a little set of brackets for the shock on the suspension, so I'm going to do that on Wednesday. And then either Wednesday afternoon or Friday, I'm going to finally mount the suspension and get everything put together if nothing else goes wrong. So we need to start motor testing here soon because I really want to get into the cockpit of this thing and start driving it around. So the sooner we can start driving Orion, the better. Cool. So that's all the updates I have for you all today. Let's just go ahead and jump into the Discord and start talking. I'll see you all over there. How do I end?